If you're ready, Senator Sullivan,
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, I'm ready.
go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Undersecretary, thank you, sir, for being here. And I want to begin by thanking you and your team. We got that cemetery on Metlakatla. It's a very unique place in Alaska. As you know, it's our only reservation. We only have one Indian reservation in Alaska. It's on an island in southeast Alaska called Metlakatla. And as you know, sir, the Alaska Native community serves at higher rates in the military than any other ethnic group in the country. So this was a huge deal. You guys did a fantastic job. I was there for the opening ceremony, which was so beautiful. It was a unbelievable blue sky, not cloudless sky day, and so that's where you guys have done a great job. Now I'm going to ask you to help me on a couple other things that are important. So my state has more vets per capita than any state in the country. So these are really important issues to my constituents. The first one, and you might be aware of it, I'd just like to get your commitment. We have a national cemetery on Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson, but that's on the military side of the base. And it's a really, really difficult process to have families go visit their loved ones who are buried there. As a matter of fact, not to be too morbid here, but that's where I intend to be buried. And I want my kids to be able to go see me. And it's a really challenging situation. Shouldn't be. We've talked to you guys before, the military folks. There's a way to do it. There's a road that could access this. It wouldn't create security issues. So I even have draft legislation if you need it to be able to fix this. It's a very simple request, but right now, so many of the people, the families of the people buried in this very beautiful cemetery, they can't get there. They have to call ahead and wait in line, and like when it's Memorial Day weekend and stuff, it just becomes a complete, utter nightmare. So, A, are you familiar with this one? And can I get your commitment to work with me and my team and the Department of Veterans Affairs in Alaska? We have a whole bunch of good solutions. We think they're very logical, common sense, and if we can get your commitment to work with us on that, shouldn't be so hard for families to visit their heroic loved ones in this cemetery.
Hey, Senator, after our ferry ride out to Metlakatla, when we did that, we did stop at Fort Richardson and visited and actually drove the ground. And from the cemetery director, I heard the same concerns. Families are having to wait 7 days or notify the base. I'm certainly happy to take a look at the bill when you have it, and certainly commit to working with you on it. We drove the grounds. I think there is maybe a solution. Anything dealing with the base, we'd have to work with DOT.
No, I get
obviously. But I think there might be a solution there at Fort Richardson, and that's what the cemetery director had mentioned to me. Certainly you have my commitment.
Great, thank you. And again, thanks for the Metlakatla visit. It was very memorable. I forgot about our great ferry ride out there. Second is we are one of the only states, I think very few states, that do not have a state-run and statewide VA cemetery. The Metlakatla one, we love that one, but that was a VA grant awarded cemetery, but as you know, that's on a reservation, hard to get to. So we don't, the majority of the state, again, a state with more veterans per capita than any other state, we actually don't have a veterans cemetery. It's just the Metlakatla one, and then there's one in Sitka, and there's one at Jaybear, but these are these aren't state veterans cemeteries. So the state of Alaska has purchased land in Fairbanks. It's beautiful property, and we have applied to receive a VA cemetery grant. However, we keep getting, we always miss the cutoff, right? I think we were 28 this last time around. You guys went down to 20. We So we're kind of scratching our heads on how you grant awardees. We think we have a pretty strong application. We've already bought the land as a state, and we don't have one, right? Again, I mean, we're very happy about Metlakatla, but that one doesn't really count as a statewide one. So, again, will you commit to work with me, this committee, in the Alaska VA to get our first ever statewide cemetery, hopefully helped by the VA? Again, we've already purchased the land. It's a beautiful site in Fairbanks, right in the middle of the state, as you know. Can I get your commitment to work with us on that?
Sir, you've got my commitment. And I can just talk briefly, I know time, but we prioritize the expansions of existing. We don't want a grant-funded cemetery to close, and so that ends
Right.
up being the priority. But we certainly will look at the establishment criteria. And I know Alaska is sitting out there asking about it. In fact, I was hit up about it at.
I know you were.
So, yes, sir.
They're watching right now.
You have my
So,
commitment.
right, so,
Yes, sir. Hello,
okay.
Alaska.
Well, I mean, just to make that point, I understand you want to help maintain the ones you have. That makes total sense. But it also makes total sense to help out the states that don't have anything yet, and we're one of those states. So keep that in mind in your grant-making criteria, but I look forward to working with you and our VA and the people in Fairbanks who have already selected this land to make more progress. The way we did in Metlakatla, and I'll end, Mr. Chairman, just by thanking the Undersecretary again. You guys did a great job on that cemetery. It's beautiful. It's, beyond everybody's expectations. And it was a real honor that you came out. It's not easy to get there, as you know, and it was a real honor that you came out for that opening ceremony. Thank you again.
Senator, appreciate it. You got my commitment.
Thank you.